Hello. So today I'm going to present an analogy between a human life and a tree to kind of present some reasons to why certain types of meditation can be helpful in a human life. So, when you look at a tree, when you watch a tree, if you notice, there's some days when it's a lot windier than other days. And some days it's very calm, other days it's very windy. And if you look outside and you look at the trees, if there's big gusts of wind, you'll see the branches of the trees and the leaves of the trees flying all over the place. You'll see it looks like craziness. You can only imagine being on one of those leaves or being on one of the branches. It is like a constant change. Branches are flying everywhere, leaves are flying everywhere. So if you're looking at the branches of the tree, it looks incredibly unstable. And it looks like at any moment, this tree is sure to collapse. This tree is sure to be uprooted. And then, if you take your eyes and you bring them down all the way to the bottom of the tree, to the root of the tree, you'll notice something. That the root is completely sturdy and completely stable. And the sturdiness of that root is always the same, no matter how windy it is. The root is always still. It could be the calmest day of the year, it could be the windiest day of the year. The root is still. The root is always still. So, if you notice, a tree is a very intelligent creature for a very interesting reason. Because a tree does one thing that it seems like no human can completely do. A tree is able to completely bend, allow, and accept everything that flows through it. It offers no resistance. It offers no defense to any type of wind, to any type of rain, to any type of outside influence, heat, cold. It is able to accept it, allow it, and let it flow through. When you watch a tree flowing in the wind, when you watch the branches being pushed around by the wind and the leaves being moved by the wind, you'll notice the tree bends to every direction that the wind is blowing. The tree will bend and it allows the wind to flow through it. You never see a tree that gets all its branches all rallied up to block the wind. You never see a tree that is attempting to fight where the wind is coming from and resist its impact. you really only see bending, allowing, and the allowance of wind to flow through the tree. So how can this relate to a human? So, a human being, analogous to wind that is constantly flowing through and around the tree, thoughts and emotions are constantly flowing through and around the human being. Every day, all day, day and night, wake and sleep. There are thoughts, there are emotions that are running through the human being. And it's completely analogous to the wind that is flowing through a tree. And again, I bring up, you notice a tree completely allows, completely accepts, and completely bends to the wind. It allows the wind to flow through it. It does not resist the wind. The branches and leaves bend in whichever direction the wind flows. And rightly so. The best way to live and deal with thoughts and emotions as a human is not to resist them and to fight them and block them, but to allow them to flow through, to bend to them, to accept them, and to let them flow through. If you let these natural occurrences flow through, then they will come in and they will leave. The attempt to block or the attempt to hold on to emotions and thoughts will do nothing but create blockages for a human. And when you create blockages, you reach a point where you become afraid of certain areas of thought and emotion. And you may try to start living in a way where you can just avoid all of those situations that would bring up any of those thoughts and emotions permanently, therefore putting yourself in a box. Or if you try to hold on to any certain kind of thought or emotion, then you begin to harbor it. And the harboring of any type of thought or emotion just leads to you feeling very heavy, because you're not able to let go. Remember before when I mentioned the root of the tree, how no matter how windy it is outside, no matter how fast and crazy the branches have become and the leaves, if you take your eyes and you just gaze downward to the root of the tree, it is still. As a human being, picture this. If you wake up and the first thing you do in the morning is meditate, or pray, or walk for 10 minutes. This is not saying meditating or yoga is the only way to have a beneficial start to a day. But whatever it would be that would bring yourself to yourself and would establish your proverbial root. Imagine if as soon as your head gets off the pillow in the morning, you engage in this, whatever this activity is, you establish your root. You decide by doing that, I am finding my root, this is more important and this is truer than any illusory thing that will happen today, that will catch my attention, that will distract me, that will make me think I'm this, or make me think I'm that, or make me feel bad for this, or make me feel good for that, or praise me for this, or disappoint me in this way. Establishing my root here is truer and realer, more real than all of those things. All of those things that happen throughout the day are like watching the branches and leaves of the tree in the wind. Always flowing, always changing direction, always looking like they're going to fall over, always unstable. The occurrences of your everyday experience as a human, the ups and downs, the disappointments and successes, the failures and accomplishments, the pats on the back, the scorning, the everything, love, lust, they are just like the branches and leaves of the tree that are never stable. They are always shifting, and they are never representative of the true sturdiness of that tree. Just as when you go out and live during the day, the occurrences that happen to you never truly define who you are. What truly defines who you are is the first 10 minutes when you wake up and you decide to meditate or go for a walk or whatever it is you do that allows you to find the inner you that is you at your root, your true self, your root. And this is where meditation can come to people as a tool, and it can come as a very helpful way of living. Because if you get in a pattern of knowing as soon as you wake up in the morning, you're going to meditate, or walk, or read, or whatever it is, you begin to reinforce to yourself that every day, this is who I am. Every day, this is the truth of who I am. And it's not dependent on any circumstance or any label or anything. That's like establishing your root. If you go to sleep every night in good thoughts, and you wake up, and as soon as you wake up in the morning, you do an activity like this, then every day, as you go through the cycle of each day, as soon as the day begins, you're establishing a root. As if you're coming back to a home base to experience life from. As opposed to just being caught in this perpetual circle, day, night, day, night, day, night, day, night, with all the experiences and praises and disappointments of the world defining you mistakenly. Because it's very easy as a human to just get caught on that circle. And that's where something like whatever your daily meditation is, it can truly be the most important part of your life. Because it will become the stable root of your tree when the biggest storm hits.